Thanks to many factors, from online dating to modern medicine, more senior citizens today have active sex lives. They're also more likely to get sexually transmitted diseases.
Now, there's a website, safesexforseniors.org, is trying to get their attention with an eyebrow-raising public service announcement. Lee Woodruff looks at the news focus on staying safe.
At first glance, it seems like something taken straight from the pages of the Kama Sutra. The PSA, a rapid succession of fully clothed men and women posing in more than 24 sexual positions, eventually reveals a startling statistic and a message for sexually active seniors. It had this group of seniors shaking their heads.
Do you need to shock like that, do you think, to get people's attention?
For me, it's not only shocking, it's like, ugh. I mean, this is real. This is not what I'm used to looking at.
It's meant to serve as a wake-up call to older adults.
I would hope that people would not turn away because of their own reservations, because the message is what we need.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, over a 5-year period, from 2006 to 2010, reported cases of sexually transmitted diseases in people ages 55 and up rose dramatically. And a 2010 study from Massachusetts General Hospital found men over 50 are 6 times less likely to use a condom than men in their 20s.
As you get older, people are not worried so much about pregnancy, but what about possibly contracting an STD? That's something that should be thought about and considered.
I think we all agree where use of condoms was basically for birth control. And now we have to educate people that the condom is the tool that we do have for prevention.
If we're going to talk about our generation, what on earth is wrong with saying, hey, I'm a safe sex person?
AIDS or HIV or hepatitis, these are real hardcore issues. You can't take a pill, you can't get a shot of something. So it's my responsibility to find out how I can protect myself.
The increase of STDs is attributed in part to a combination of postmenopausal women who are no longer at risk of getting pregnant.
Why would you let something like erectile dysfunction get in your way?
And older men are taking advantage of the expanding erectile dysfunction drug market. It's creating, these seniors say, a Russian roulette mentality among their peers.
A lot of the men, they don't want to use a condom because it interferes with their pleasure. It interferes with maintaining an erection. So they don't want to wear a condom.
If you think of the consequences of getting a serious disease, I think they would maybe propel the men and the women to do more to prevent this.
It's also the doctor's responsibility, they say, to make STDs part of the conversation during routine office visits.
Do your physicians talk to you about this issue when you go in for checkups? And
only if you prompt him.
He's not asking you if you're sexually active?
No, they're not asking.
No.
No.
No one has asked me, neither my regular primary physician, my urologist, nobody's actually asked me that question.
My doctor and I, we have conversations about what's going on. So, of course, he's not going to say, are you getting any or any of that stuff, but it's a matter of, well, how's your relationship? So I'm giving him information, and if I feel a need to say, well, I think I need to be tested because I may have put myself at risk, he'll say no problem, but I have to bring that up.
Can I ask the million-dollar question that I think everybody out there wants to know? Are seniors having just as much sex as the rest of us?
I am.
Clearly.
I think seniors are having more sex, quality sex, enjoyable sex.
You're saying it's better.
It's better because trust me, it's better. It's
It
easy.
is.
It's easier.
It's better like
It's
wine.
much better.
It improves with age like fine wine.
Think of how beautiful a sunset is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's glowing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You guys are all kind of glowing too.
Yeah.
So you're doing something
it's
right.
much better.
Yeah.
Much, much better.
Love them all.
Aren't they the best?
I had the reaction that a couple of people on the panel had, that when you first look at it, it is kind of ugh. But then you have to think about the seriousness of it,
right,
and how important it is. So I'm wondering how effective it is, this campaign.
I don't know exactly. I don't think there are statistics on how effective it is. I will tell you, though, when we first showed that PSA to those seniors, their first reaction after ugh was, we don't wear clothes like that. They were concerned that they weren't looking stylish enough. But these four, we had the most interesting discussion during this shoot. And they're very serious about the issue. And many of those four are in positions in their living facilities or apartments where they're helping, trying to educate other seniors.
But I love them being so candid. Are seniors having sex? Yes, we are, and they seem to be enjoying sex. I personally think that's good to know.
Gil, there is hope for us as we head into our sunset years. But I found that incredibly uplifting. And they were open, honest, candid about the whole thing. Now, they're in their 60s and 70s, so they're at sort of the prime of life.
Gail asked you about how effective it was. I know you said you didn't have those exact numbers, but did they think, I mean, do they really feel?
It took them a while. We actually desensitized them. We just showed it to them like 10 times because we kept trying to get different reactions and make them think about it. And they thought sort of after the third time, after they got over the shock of some of those positions, we all learned something through that.
Yeah, some of the positions were a little interesting.
Yes, and we've edited some out, so be sure to check the website. But they did think that it would be effective. They thought that the message was one that would shock their age group.
Well, it gets your attention. Listen, you know, before you came, we had done a story about a high school coach who took her student to the prom. Mr. Rose had no opinion on that. I'm just wondering, do you have?
Come on, Charlie.
I'm just asking, Charlie.
You can try till the cows come home.
Okay.
And she will.
Anything
And
else?
that's why we love Gail, because she will not give up.
A gentleman doesn't
Listen,
tell.
I thought, I'm not asking him to kiss and tell. I just wanted to know if he had an opinion, but that's okay. Thank you, Lee Woodruff.
Moving right along.
Moving ever so quickly.